I mean, like, he's
Sure,
definitely
it's dark.
he's definitely one of the up
Turns
there.
head, looks at monkey friend.
But no, this
I know
this
the basic controls.
no, this won't be this game. Mother 3 will probably finish before the end of this year, because Earthbound is just finishing. By the time of this video's recording, Earthbound would have finished in next week at in April, and then
Name. Zidane.
and then
Look at
in
that frickin' face. Beautiful.
and then in then Katamari will be taking its place in April, probably finishing in May, with which Mother 3 will start, and then Mother 3 will be a decently long game, so it'll probably actually Mother 3 might finish around December or January of next year, and then this game will take over.
Battle.
I love the themes in the Final Fantasy IX games, actually. The battle theme for it, anyway. They went back to like the classic Final Fantasy tracks.
I know the combat system. Thank you.
Is he supposed to be that slow when he attacks?
Yes.
I just thought it was like a frame rate problem. He's a nice person.
I like how I tore him to shreds, but we're all like knocked out.
Yeah.
I love that sort of stuff happening.
Another example would be Bush. Bush is hilarious and a nice guy, but
He's a complete idiot.
he's not really the smart. No.
I'm actually half sure he was illiterate. But, you know.
He might have been dyslexic too. Because he'd do the same things I do, where I'll say something and
That's not dyslexia, Grant.
when
Dyslexia is where you can't read.
he didn't read or maybe that's right, because he didn't have the prompts like all the president says. He read it all from his mind, which is why we got what we got.
Tantalus, the infamous band of
I
thieves.
believe that fish and people can coexist peacefully.
Kidnap the heir of the throne.
What was the other thing where it's like put food on family or something?
Yeah, put the food on the family.
As for Reagan, I don't know Reagan's personality, nor do I know his policies. Well, I do know his policies because we studied them in history and and all that stuff. I would say I probably would have voted for him based on the politics, but
yeah, he's the one who brought in the whole trickle down economics and all that crap.
but I wouldn't have.
That's
As a person, I don't know what he's like, so I can't say.
a lot of people said he was a decent person.
Well, all I know is that he won California. Most Republicans never do. Then again, he was the governor of California, so
That was back when California was
a Republican state.
yeah.
It switched after Bush's father, senior. He ran and won his election. It's probably because Reagan did so well, and then they liked it, and he was the vice president. So it's like, okay. And then they voted for him, and then he said, he wouldn't raise the taxes, and then he rose the taxes, and that's how he lost. I'll be honest, if he didn't raise the taxes, he probably would have won again.
Reagan?
Bush, senior. Because that's one of the reasons that hurt him in the re-election.
Yeah, nobody likes tax raises
Well, it's
when
not.
they actually can help the economy.
Well, no, it's not.
If you do it properly.
Well, it's not that they didn't like the tax raising. It's just that he said he wouldn't do it, and then he did it like right after he said he wouldn't do it, and it was by a
I
decent
still want to know
amount.
what frickin' race Vivi is.
Black mage.
That's not a race, Grant. That's his class.
Yeah, but what
That's
is?
his job.
Wait, isn't the black? But the black mage is from Final Fantasy 1 is the same race as Vivi.
Yes.
They're heartless.
Maybe that's what the shadow is designed after.
I mean, it would make sense. They have the same like eyes and like stuff.
Darkness.
Yeah. One of the worst games ever created. We're playing right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We should play Bubsy.
The frick is Bubsy?
Bubsy, the Bobcat thing that has a terrible games.
God, no.
I mean, I played the one on the PC and it crashed every single time I played it, and it was too late for me to return the game. I wanted my money back because I can't even play the thing because it's so terribly made that it just crashes. And it's not my computer either because I can run GTA 5 at 900p, 60 frames per second.
Is there a anti-aliasing?
You might have to go in the options for that actually.
Help poor Vivi up. He's just a child.
Would you vote for The Rock?
No.
He's a good, like, see, the thing is, I
don't really think he understands policy that much.
No, he'd have to at least, what he would have to, for me to actually, like, consider it, he'd have to, like, maybe, he'd have to get into the, I guess, things, like, you know, be like maybe a senator, or, maybe a governor. I mean, like, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was an actor, and then he got into politics, and now he kind of now he understands it a bit more.
Yeah, classic.
Kinda, anyway. Classic Windows.
Wow, they have boosting. You can max out your guild. You can master all abilities. You can level max.
Cannot be disabled once. Oh wait, so basically make it on easy mode.
Yeah.
They have an easy mode for it. Wow, you should do it.
It's not even a hard game.
You should do it, Justin. So we can blast through it, and get it done. Or do you like the struggle?
Struggle. Freaking fun game. Wish struggle was real. Oh wait, it was the Coliseum.
I wish the struggle was in Kingdom Hearts 3, like a lot of things.
Yeah. They had a map.
But you know, we got watered down Twilight Town.
We got watered down Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, look at those 30
it was
frames
like
per
taking milk and then putting ice cubes in it.
Look at those 30 frames per second windmills.
You leave those windmills alone.
They're 30 frames per second, Justin.
You know what else is 30 frames per second?
I don't know.
Your performance in bed.
Justin, you don't know that. Also, that would be weird. Could you imagine, like, you were, like, based on what your, like, PC could handle would be how you would move in real life?
Oh god, I'd be screwed. I'd be going at, like, probably 10 frames.
Just imagine you're in...
I would crash.
Just imagine, like, you... yeah, like, you just stop, you'd be like... And you'd see, like, the swirl go around your face. You're like, well...
Thick booty. Oh, you missed it. Come on.
Why do they look like Cammy? Also, why are the females like the soldiers?
Because they're Alexandrian soldiers. All the royalty is female, and all the royal guards are female.
How do they have successors without a male?
What do you mean?
You can't have children without having a male and a female.
Well, obviously they have a male.
Then who's
but the queen is more in charge than the king is.
Oh, so it's like the Wonderland sort of deal.
No, it's like England.
Well, no, there's kings, Justin, that were in charge. No, I'm saying it was like one...
Yeah, but you can't be a king without a queen, whereas you can be a queen without a king.
No, I'm talking about as like the Wonderland thing, because like in Wonderland, the Queen of Hearts was like this big, angry frickin' dictator queen, while the king was just like this little bitty, more lenient guy who just had to agree with anything because he could just get knocked down by his wife.
The king in that.
He was like this little dude that with his little robe, you couldn't even see his feet. He had orange hair, a little crown, he had like a little voice.
Nope. No idea.
Frick.
No idea.
I'll have to, you know what, I'm gonna look this up, and then just throw the image up there on the video, so people know what I'm talking about, because there might be some people that might not know. And we're talking about the Disney film, not the actual book. Well, never mind. It doesn't look like my phone wants to work, so that's great. I'll show you after the video then.
Why is Vivi so freaking cute? Look
What?
at him waddle along.
Not like a penguin?
Yeah, he does waddle like a penguin. I'm steal from this lady. Hey, thanks. And I'm outie.
I'll just say this, Justin.
Black mage, just stealing things. Just don't know how to steal. Hey, you stole my ticket. Hey, I already know what you did. You come back here, you thieving little rat.
What was his name? Is it Rat Boy? Wait, is that an actual bird?
That is a penguin.
Wow. Well, we went full circle there, didn't we?
What?
Where we mentioned how he waddles like a penguin and there's a penguin.
Oh, yeah. He
He
walks almost exactly like the penguin. Maybe Vivi's one of those penguin people.
doesn't have a
just
beak.
Doesn't want to show it.
You would see the beak poking out of his thing,
Would
though.
you?
Yeah, they're not that. They're pretty
Would
big.
you, though?
Yeah, I think you
Are
would.
you sure?
Yeah.
Positive?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive.
Uh-huh.
Look at those .jpeg backgrounds. You know, that's literally just an image that they just plastered into the code and put the 3D models walking over it.
Who cares? It's a fun game.
I know, it's just very interesting how they did that, and it's like, that's basic. You can do that now with RPG makers or other like frickin' stuff. Like, that was a thing that only the corporations and companies could do back in the day, but now it's just like anybody can do that, and a lot of people do. It's so simple.
Oh, wow. He doesn't scare the birds away. That's weird.
Maybe that brings to the theory that he's a bird. See, you would see the beak right there.
Would you, though?
Yeah, you would.
Are you sure?
When he bent over, you could see like a circle. You would see the beak portraying from that side.
Positive?
I'm freaking sure you would.
100%?
Yeah. What's that thing at the side that had the
Male
book on
red
it?
mage.
No,
What
see,
thing on the side?
when he went up to the guy, it had like a card or something.
That means you can play them in a card game.
A children's card game?
Sort of, yes.
Yeah, see, I didn't look everywhere in this.
It's because you're a complete idiot.
No, it's because I was...
Linear.
No, because I just wanted to get on with the story, and I didn't know you... I looked a lot of places, but I didn't think you could look everywhere.
Oh yeah, there's tons of places with Vivi in the beginning.
Are you gonna play them?
You gotta get at least 5 cards. I think I only have 4.
You need one more. I think you can get one from a... I just forget what you can get. Is that a hippo kid? Hip Paul. Wow, what a great name.
Very original. Oh, there's my...
Wow, that sounds... Hip Paul sounds like a Pokemon name. Like Game Freak would use that. There he goes, waddling off. So what jokes are we going to steal in this?
There aren't any jokes to steal, really.
I like how you like agree. It's like, yeah, we can't. There isn't any more jokes we can really steal that are funny. Gonna pray. Result back to that. Did you get more cards?
No, money.
You just literally stole from his shop, Justin.
Yup.
You literally, like, under his looks like big nose, you stole from him.
Yep.
Where's the cops?
I'm gonna pre. I'm gonna freaking pre.
Meow.
It's a cat.
I don't get it. Like, they have rat, hippo, and penguin people, but they have regular pets as well. It's so weird.
It's Final Fantasy.
It feels like
Does it really make sense? It doesn't have to.
it reminds.
You just caught my yawn. You're welcome.
I hate you. It's like this
Hey, it
kind
means
of.
you're not a psychopath.
It's like Dragon Ball Z. Like, they have cat and dog people, but they also have cat and dog pets.
And then they also have dinosaurs, and then freaking dinosaurs
Oh yeah, they do. They have dragon people too. Dragon Ball is really weird. Well, the original Dragon Ball is more weird than, I guess, when it came to like Earth, because it's like you look at all the things on Earth and it's like that doesn't feel like Earth. You got giant dragons, you got dog and cat and lizard people, you got giant dinosaurs, giant dinosaur people, mummies, zombies, witches, ghosts, and
Well, I imagine. Well, some people believe in ghosts, and I imagine some people believe that they're witches.
it's so weird. But then you go and it's like when you actually get to Dragon Ball Z, it kind of makes sense because like, oh, these guys are actually aliens. They're not demons. It's funny, like, cause in Dragon Ball, I think it was toward the end of Dragon Ball, like characters like that were like, oh, these are normal Earthlings. It's like, oh, so this dragon is a normal Earthling person, and he's just like nothing compared to this green guy from Namek, who was supposedly a demon, but we find out he's actually an alien who lives off photosynthesis. He's a slug plant thing. Namekians are slug plant things, from what I remember. I don't know.
Yes.
What is he? Looks like a wolf.
Some sort of reptile.
Reptile. He's got a. He ain't no reptile. That's not a reptilian nose.
Look at his skin color, though.
Yeah, but that looks like
I don't
a.
know what the frick he
That
is,
looks
dude.
like a dog nose or
He's
a
not
wolf.
human. Who cares?
He's a hybrid. He's one of the chimeras.
I'm telling you, that's an alligator.
It's an yeah, but alligators don't have those kind of noses.
Maybe he's painted on.
Maybe he's he's a hybrid. Like I said, he's an alligator dog. That sounds like an Avatar thing, though.
There was one. There was a lizard bloodhound.
Why did Avatar do that with the animals? It was so weird.
To make it original. And then they also had original animals.
Well, what was Appa? Flying bison?
Yeah.
Like, he was just a bison that could fly, but he had multiple legs, and he was huge.
And a beaver tail.
Yeah, but I really kind of glossed over that one. Was Appa in Korra?
No.
I'm guessing he died long before then.
Those animals, the flying bison, were in Korra, but Appa wasn't.
So I'm guessing he died. Yeah.
Yeah, he was old.
The thing is, Aang was in Korra. Like not like
He was in flashbacks.
yeah, flashbacks. But I mean like
So was Appa.
I mean like in the timeline, Aang was like alive in that time, but he got killed or something, wasn't it?
He died. He has to die in order for the next
Avatar to
come in to reincarnate. And
So-
that's how Korra became.
So wait, so no one killed him?
I don't remember exactly if he got killed or if he just died.
Wasn't the one before Aang a firebender, or was it? Or was they? Were they a?
Yeah, he was a firebender. It was Roku.
Yeah, because he would always see him in his like visions and stuff.
He could. The avatars have a direct link to all past avatars.
Yeah.
So he could see all of them.
So it
But
was.
then Korra, something happened to cause her to lose that link.
Oh,
I
she
think
can't.
it was when she lost her bending.
So she can't.
She got her bending taken away by Amon.
What do you mean?
She lost like the avatar link, and the only one she could connect to through the spirit was the first avatar, Avatar 1.
So like, how did she get her bending back?
Through the avatar spirit, which is what lives inside of the avatar, Vatu, I think, or something like that.
So, but she was able. Was she able to? She was able to connect with Aang in the link, though. That reminds.
Yeah, he's the one that gave her her bending back. Actually, she rebuilt the link through the avatar spirit.
That because
And then he gave her bending back.
I know that because
I
a lot
pressed
of
the
a lot of the characters from the original Avatar were like dead by the time Korra was around.
No, the only ones that weren't there were Sokka, Suki, and Aang. All the other ones were.
Zuko as well?
Yep, he showed up.
How was he an old man?
Yes.
Like,
He had like a full freaking beard.
did he look like his dad or did he look like his uncle?
Neither, really. He looked like him, but with like really gray hair and kind of.
I've seen. What's her name?
Toph?
No. The other one. The other.
Korra?
No.
Or what's her name?
She married.
Tara.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
she got fat.
She's like
haggard.
she looked like her grandma actually. Yeah. I remember the time where they were telling her like this isn't right, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm just the one who, helped defeat the entire Fire Nation
Yeah.
and save the
the
world."
Avatar defeat the entire Fire Nation and Fire Lord Zuko and save the world. And
Mhm.
also, used sweat bending to bust out of jail.
Yeah, and knows bloodbending, but what do I know? But speaking of which, didn't what was the name of Zuko's like sister?
She
Was it?
didn't show up in it at all.
I'm surprised
She was
because
imprisoned or
yeah, I know she was in prison, but I'm surprised that they didn't like have an episode or have something where they just try to break her out or something.
I think she actually got a redemption arc in the comics because the comics followed the early adulthood of the gang, which is what they're called.
Oh, so like basically like before Korra.
Yeah.
I might have to read those.
Like it takes place after when Zuko becomes the Fire Lord and he tries to rebuild the Fire Nation into a more peaceful nation and whatnot.
Well, who was the Earthbender that was blind? What was her name?
Toph, my favorite and one of my first crushes in life.
I'll be honest, mine was actually Android 18.
Yeah, no problem there.
After that,
See,
I
mine was
kinda had to
Android
think.
17, and then I realized he was a man.
Are you kidding me?
No. I mean, yeah, that's a joke.
Was he a fish or what?
Oh, this dude?
Yeah.
He's a amphibian, I
Oh.
think, or something. I don't know.
I know that I also had a crush on frickin' what's her name from Danny Phantom. The
Sam?
no,
Danny's sister?
the guitarist. That one girl goes.
Oh, you're talking about the... God, what was her name?
I don't remember her name, but
Yeah, saying her name would make her stronger.
Yeah, I frickin' had a crush on her as well.
Frick, yeah, me too.
And the genie, but
Oh, I wasn't into the genie.
I
Too big at tits.
that didn't bother me. I
Of course
guess
it doesn't.
but
I like big tits. Think
but
they're
also I
disgusting.
guess I kind of had a crush on X Genie. I don't know why. The robot. I guess
yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to that sort of thing with that show.
Kim Possible as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Love
Any
Kim
day.
Possible.
Come on now. The only reason we watched that show was because she was hot.
And Shigo. Hitting everything. The pointy boobs was a bit weird though.
Yeah, that was.
Alright, I gotta end the episode.
We're
So-
ending on pointy boobs. See you guys.
Yeah.